So we're on the ST stand at Embedded World 2022. I'm here with Carsten, who's in charge of the technical marketing for the STM32, which is ST's flagship at this exhibition. Now, STM32 has a complete ecosystem that surrounds it. Can you give me a little overview of the whole ecosystem?
Okay, yes. In the last years, we did a lot of effort to really enhance our ecosystem, which means to provide to the customer all the tools and all the software that is needed for the creation of his project. And yes, this is what we are showing here. For example, it can start with tools like our code generation, where the developer don't has to program the registers their own. He has a nice graphical environment to do these configuration. And later on, it will be you will use the STM32 IDE, which is over there. Which means this is a development environment. You have the editor where you do the code and so on. And then we have also nice debugging tools, which helps to find out if the application is behaving right. Yep. And we have a great offer of software components, so that you don't have to write everything your own. For example, a Bluetooth stack or something like that. You don't have to program your own. This is something we can give the customer directly.
And because ST has a 10-year longevity program,
yes,
it really helps then a designer to work with your product to then know that they've got that security of design and they don't have to keep learning something new next year and next year and next year.
Yeah, yes, you're right. That's one of the key value of our ecosystem, because we are integrating the new products and we are still let's say servicing for the old product, so they stay into this ecosystem, and the ecosystem also allows to do migration from an older device to a newer device if you want, and also in the other way, huh? if it makes sense. But okay, yeah, that's one great advantage, that the ecosystem has also some kind of longevity program here.
Fabulous. So why don't we look at a couple of things in depth?
Yeah, okay, we can do.
Okay, so here we are, looking more in depth at some of the STM32 products. So Carsten, what have we got here?
Yeah, here we have an application example for our STM32WB Bluetooth device, which is an STM32 with integrated Bluetooth functionality. And what we are showing here is that you can do with the Bluetooth device some asset tracking, for example. So which means if we clear the data, for example, if you have a sensor device on your package, on your DHL package or something like that, yes, and it passes through a reader, then you have the and then you have an update of the data. For example, in this case, the temperature. So the data will be available later on in the cloud for the customer. And therefore it is very useful to use these STM32 because it has the Bluetooth integrated and you don't need an external Bluetooth device. So it's a kind of system on chip.
Well, that would make it easy. So, especially if you lost your luggage, because a lot of people here have lost their luggage, it would be nice to be able to keep tabs on it.
Yeah, I don't know if it will be integrated in personal luggage, but the big boxes where the luggage is, exactly. Yeah. For example, this technology is used there.
Excellent, excellent.
Okay.
So what else have we got that you can show me?
Yes.
So Carsten, we're now on the ultra low power pod of the STM32, the U5. Battery power is the really big thing that everyone's talking about at the moment, getting less and less power usage out of every product. So tell me about this STM32 U5.
Okay, the STM32 U5 is our brand new ultra low power flagship. So it has a very good power efficiency, which means in the end that an application powered by a battery will last longer. For example, if you think about a fire detector, you don't want to change the battery every 2 years. The battery should stay 10 years, yes, preferably 20 years, something like that.
Yes.
Yes, and our STM32 U5 is exactly this kind of low power product which enables our customer to do such applications.
Right.
The good thing is that the STM32U5 is now leading the so-called ultra-low power benchmark. There's a benchmark where we compete with other companies, and now he's leading it. He has several very good new functions inside which reduces the power consumption. For example, some of the peripherals can work while the rest of the microcontroller is in sleep mode. So data can be transferred into the memory without interaction of the core, and this saves a lot of power. And this is one of the key features.
So when the core then fires up, does it transfer all that data, or does
it can work on the data, it can send the data to somewhere and so on, but it don't need to be active while the data is collected. Right. And this gives a lot of energy advantage.
That would save an awful lot of power.
Yeah, yes it is.
Okay, and what's this graph showing down the bottom?
Okay, this is just in debug output. I mean, quite complicated. Yeah, quite complicated to explain. It shows the ratio between when the core needs to be active in the data transfer and when not. And let's say, as an overview, you can see that with these functions, you see that the phases where the core is not involved, they are much more than where the core is involved, which you see. This is the peak current consumption.
Right.
So the peaks, you see only a few peaks here. Yeah, and most of it is really in the low power consumption area.
Okay, great. So let's move on to the next one.
Yes, let's do it.
So with the STM32, how do we get the human-machine interface? How does a designer work on that easily?
Okay. Yes, we have many STM32 who can drive a display. And of course they are foreseen to do an HMI where the user can interact, where information is displayed and so on. One aspect of this is not only the hardware in the STM32, you need a tool on your development PC to create these kind of interface and later on bring it in an optimized way down to the STM32 inside the application. And this is why we a while ago acquired the company Touch GFX and integrated it into the STM32 ecosystem. So what we have here with this tool is a PC tool where you can create very intuitive. You can create such an HMI for your application. For example, if you do a room temperature device where you do your room temperature, it can be used here. You can simulate it on the PC, and the good thing is later on, this tool will generate the code that will directly go into the STM32 and drives the display. So later on, you will have exactly the same on your application. This is an example here on one of our demo boards where you see running such an application which is generated from the PC tool.
So again, making things very easy for the designer.
Yes, that's the goal. That's the goal. He don't has to play around with doing his own bitmaps or pictures and how to transfer them onto the display. This is everything that the tool is doing. You're focusing on the design, on the structure of the HMI, and all these functions, how to transfer the pictures and so on, will be done by the tool.
Super.
Yes, it is.
So we're going to look at one last aspect of the STM32 system. Yes. Let's go over there.
Okay.
So Carsten, apart from battery power, which we spoke about, the other hot topic is AI and the edge and how it all connects together and how we can use it and start to get it into our application. So you've got this NanoEdge AI from the AI lab. Yeah. What's going on here?
Okay. Yes, you're right. These kind of techniques using artificial intelligence or machine learning to have additional functionalities in your application is a very hot topic. And we have a special tool for that, which is, as you say, the NanoEdge AI Studio. This tool gives you the advantage that you don't have to deal a lot with a mathematical background. So this tool is helping you a lot, choosing the right algorithm, choosing the right data, and to find out what is going on in your application. By the way, this tool was the award winner this year here on Embedded World.
Oh, was it really?
Yes.
I noticed you've got a certificate there.
Yeah, you see the certificate there. And the big advantage is that every developer can use the tool to do the first steps in machine learning. So to find out is my pump functioning right, or has it to be serviced? And all these problems you normally have is what kind of data I have to acquire, how many data I have to acquire, in which frequency, which mathematical algorithm I have to use to find it out. This is all integrated in this tool, and will it do for you. And the tool, it's not only the tool, we have a great support team. For example, Sandrine is one of the is part of the team. We have many people supporting the developer in using the tool.
Yeah, I think that's probably necessary, because this is really tough stuff to come up with.
Yes, it is, but NanoEdge AI is bringing it down to the level where, let's say, an advanced developer can use it.
So thank you so much for your time today. We've gone through the STM32, the whole ecosystem, everything you've got
and
to
we
support
haven't touched everything. There's much more things to show. We have something on computer vision also. We have our microprocessors there, the ecosystem for it. So in the short time, we only touched some.
And the show's only 3 days long.
Yeah, it's only 3 days long. That's right.
Well, thank you very much for the overview. Do appreciate
thank you.
it.
Thank you. Have a good day.